Let me tell you a story from right here, Bali, Indonesia. Now, I normally live in Thailand, but I'm visiting to check out this little paradise with a twist that you will probably never expect. I was at one of the main streets with all of the clubs and bars and live music the other day to check it out. And so I met this foreign woman. Most people here are foreigners, in her 50s. She was just asking me what I'm doing here, and I told her I'm a passport bro, and she was like, "What's a passport bro?" And we started having a conversation, and she really did not like it, which is no surprise, but she made a point after I told her. I said, "Listen, I want to live in a place where when I open a door to a woman as a gentleman, she says thank you." As a matter of fact, I've already made a video where I suggest that if a woman doesn't, you call her a cunt, because that's what that word was actually created for. And she said, "Well, why do you feel entitled for her to say thank you?" And I said, "See, this is why I wanted to get away from women like you, is because the entitlement actually comes from the other side. When a woman feels that a man has to help her open the door, whether she needs it or not, that's a different point. If she walks in, that she accepted the help. If she feels that it has to be done because she is a girl, that's the entitlement. That's the entitlement. She doesn't feel like she even needs to be grateful. It is me who absolutely is entitled to receive the thank you from another human being who I essentially helped. I didn't help her move, but I did help her move something out of her way. As a matter of fact, I can easily argue that my feeling is not a feeling of entitlement, but of expectation, which I think is a reasonable one to have in this situation. Secondly, she told me that she would never live in Thailand. She does live in Bali though, because she went there and all she saw was hookers and prostitutes and all of that stuff, and she feels that Thai culture is all about that. Now, of course, I reminded her that she came into the area for tourists, and most of the time, that's what's happening. And the irony of that was that we were standing on the very street here in Bali, surrounded by hookers and johns. Many men would offer you hookers on that street, not just the women themselves. So the irony was lost on her, but I tried to explain to her that she just came in and saw only 1% of Thailand, but I live in the rest 99%, where people have nothing to do with the prostitution. I can also argue that prostitutes are actually better than modern women. At least they're honest with me, what they want in return for what. Where modern women, American women, always try to trick you into giving them money. She also told me that, passport bros are losers because, we're so desperate for women and we just need them in our lives, and it's pathetic. And I had to explain to her that, well, first of all, if you have a good woman in your life, which she was not, your life actually is better because of that. But there's a difference between needing a woman and wanting a woman. Do I need a woman to have to enjoy my life and be happy as I am? No. But would I like one that's an amazing, beautiful woman by my side that will make my life better? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? That's how the world was created. As a matter of fact, I don't understand this whole "I don't need no man, I'm perfectly fine single" on the other side. And it's not much of an argument, but essentially a path to multiple cat ownership and the antidepressants. All right, so now here's a twist. This conversation with this woman wasn't with a woman. This was a conversation with a man. I lied to you, sorry. Yes, this was a 57-year-old fat, balding man sitting in the middle of a hooker-infested street here in Southeast Asia, telling me that I am the loser. One thing he had also an issue with is the fact that I'm dating 3 women, which he called cheating, even after I explained that they all know about each other and that these are essentially casual relationships. So this is why I want to continue. This is why I launched this channel. This is why I want to continue with this channel, is because women essentially is not the problem. Women are only acting the way men like him have allowed them to act. And my channel's goal right now is to wake these men up and say, you don't have to be a loser sitting by yourself at the age of 57 at the main street in Bali. You can be with a great partner, but you would only find her if you are not a pathetic simp and a loser yourself, while calling men like me losers, who actually have a successful business, who live here quite well, and who have been pretty successful. I'd say if I'm dating 3 women at the same time, I'm not bad with women, you know? So I want to wake men like him up so they can actually enjoy. There's no way he's sitting there by himself on a Friday night drinking beer and smoking because he's happy. But I want him to be. You know, I wasn't offended. Majority of Western men, unfortunately, are this way. They're simps. And a lot of times, it's not even their fault. All of this new culture, feminism-dominated culture, where men are second-class citizens, essentially snuck up on them, and a lot of them don't even realize it. Now, if you want to come here and have a chance at a happy life, and traditional women, but don't want to be sitting by yourself drinking beer and smoking at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday night, go to themillionmenproject.com, and this is where I have outlined everything that you need to do and how you need to plan a move like this to a Southeast or South American country, where you can join men like me, and hopefully not men like him, in being happy